Hello everyone and welcome to the Very Reasonable Pilots Podcast. I'm your host, Charles Long, and with me as always is my co-host, Jake Gloth. How are you spending your Christmas break, Jake? Have you been a good boy? Are you on Santa's nice list?
Probably. Hopefully. Maybe. Probably not, actually. I don't know.
Yeah. I feel
I've
like
done a lot of good things this year.
Yeah, I've done enough good things, I feel. I don't know if Santa puts drunks on his nice list, though.
Oh.
Speaking of which, I'm drinking an alcoholic beverage right now.
Well, I mean, I guess
I'm drinking.
You are in Scotland.
Yeah.
Where all they do is that.
Basically. So. It's a raspberry, wild strawberry, and elderflower premium cider. Vegan friendly. It's basically fruit juice.
Did you say vegan friendly?
Yeah. It says that.
What is it? Cider?
Yeah. Raspberry.
Is the cider already vegan friendly?
I don't know. I guess. I don't know. It just says vegan friendly on the thing.
I feel like that's just like a marketing ploy.
It is. That's not why I bought it. I bought it because it tastes delicious.
It's like when they're like, bread. Look at this loaf of bread. It's dairy free. Like, wait a second.
I wish.
Anyway, I have a podcast.
You have a podcast? Is
well,
it a...
It's not a podcast. My bad. I mess this up every week. It's a pilot for a TV show.
You have a pilot
that I'm pitching on our lovely podcast.
Ooh, that's exciting. Is it a gift for all of our lovely listeners for this festive time of year? Yes, a gift to our lovely listeners for this festive time of year.
It takes place in contemporary times, so you could say it's a present.
Oh, yes, very good.
There we go.
I like it. Right. We're off to smashing stuff.
I think it takes place in contemporary times, though. I might screw that up in a second here once I read off my little paper.
Okay, great.
So, the idea I got while watching the Bourne Identity, actually, which I saw for the first time like a couple weeks ago. Not as good as I thought it was, but not as bad as I thought it was going to be once I started watching it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It's alright. It's fine.
Solid action movie. Matt Damon's a good actor. He's fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's kind of like Memento meets the Bourne Identity.
Ooh.
So it's about a mentally impaired super agent. So
mentally impaired how?
Like she can't remember stuff like Memento and the Bourne Identity.
Which Memento does a Memento from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yep, Adrian Pimento. That was a great episode.
A show I've never watched.
6 out of 10. No.
I watched clips on YouTube.
You just got it from that reference I made weeks ago.
I watched it on YouTube. I watched like clips on YouTube, but I haven't watched the show. I find that's how I intake most television shows nowadays.
Really?
Yeah.
I can believe that.
I've never seen an episode of Community, but I know, like, I could reference Community. You know? You ever seen Community?
Yeah. Yeah, I've watched all of Community.
Did you like it?
It's a good show. It's a sitcom show, so you know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
It's a classic, like, crazy adventure every time.
Are you more of a Troy
drama.
or an Abed, would you say? Or a Jeff?
Probably none. I don't know.
Or you're a Pierce?
I'm not racist.
That's good. That's good to hear. You're Shirley.
I'm just gonna segue into the pilot.
Go for it.
So the pilot is going to start out with her waking up with a sniper on a roof during a parade. She can't remember anything, and she leaves to get food. So she's on the roof, wakes up. It's like, why am I on a roof with the sniper? I'm not really sure.
She's got a sniper rifle.
I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah.
She's getting food because she's hungry. And like really confused. It's kind of like the Bourne Identity moment where she's like, "Well, who am I? I have no idea who I am," but she's hungry.
Yeah,
that.
I want a kebab.
Food. She has like a bunch of cash too, so she's like kind of confused on what that's all about as well. And she gets a call while she's eating, and it's somebody on the phone. They ask if she killed Frank DeBoer. And now she's like, "Fuck, I didn't kill Frank." But now I gotta kill Frank, because these people obviously paid me to kill Frank.
Yeah.
She's sort of like realizing her identity. She thinks she's an assassin. And so each episode, it's sort of comedic in a way. She wakes up in weird situations, like wondering how she got into them.
I like
sometimes
this.
like right before she's about to assassinate someone.
Yeah. I'm imagining
like,
one episode she wakes up like tied to a chair, and they've done that thing where they're like whacking her in the crotch area with a rope like James Bond, and she's like, "This is not how I expected this day to go."
So what did I do? Or maybe like they're interrogating her, and that's when she changes as soon as the interrogation starts.
Yeah.
Or, like she forgets everything.
Yeah.
And she's like, I seriously, I don't know. I just like blipped back. I'm not really sure what's happening.
It's like she has two distinct personalities.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of them is the person who we follow, and that's just like a normal person. And she's like, "Whoa, what's going on?" And the other is like a super secret, like Agent 47, Jason Bourne, James Bond style person.
Yeah, but she sort of like becomes that person again. I really like in the Jason Bourne movies, or at least the first one, like the moments when he doesn't realize, he's not really sure who he was, but his reflex sort of just like take over.
Yeah.
And he like takes out those two police officers when he's sleeping on the bench,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, I'm sorry, guy, I don't know what happened. Like I'm not really sure how I did that.
Thanks,
Just,
everybody.
Like, instinct.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I like that. I think it'd be funny. She's just like a super soldier, but she doesn't like mean to be.
Yeah, it's sort of like by the end of each episode, she'll sort of like realize more of who she is, but she will never like reach like full memory until later.
Yeah.
So some instances that I have here: mid parachute into a military camp. So she
fun.
parachutes into the camp. She wakes up when she's like mid parachute, and
she wakes up
lands
like
in the camp.
falling, and she like
Yeah.
she just hears like a beeping, and she doesn't know what's going on, and she looks down, she's falling, and she just pulls the thing on her parachute.
Pulls the chute. Yeah.
And then she hears like a voice in her ear. It's like, "What the hell are you doing? You're 20 miles from the drop zone," or whatever.
Yeah, and she lands. Maybe the communications break, and she has to like figure out what she's doing and who she is with just like what's in her pocket.
Yeah.
And she figures out like, oh, I'm supposed to like assassinate this general.
Okay, whatever.
Like I figured that out. I have no idea what he looks like. And there's a lot of generals at this military base, so it's just like her like sneaking around the military base trying to figure out who she's supposed to kill.
Yeah. Or maybe
Probably
like
wipes out like half the military base sneakily before she realizes who her target is.
and then she realizes like, "Oh, I was supposed to go to the military base next door."
Yeah.
Or like, I think it'd be funny if like every time she wakes up, she's really, really hungry. So like the first half of each episode is her just trying to find like
food.
Trying to find like some good grub in like this weird nightmare situation she's found herself in.
Yeah.
He was like, "Is there a McDonald's near here?" And it's like, "We're in a military black zone, ma'am. I don't know what's happening." It's like, and maybe each episode, as the episodes progress, it gets more like fantastical. Like the first few, she's like, "You have to assassinate this general or find this information or something." By the end, she's like, "You have to kill the alien that they're keeping in Area 51.
Mm-hmm. Just like crazy situations.
Yeah. It's like, we could do like a spy, like 70s style spy movie plots. It's like, you have to go into space. And she just wakes up in the space shuttle and it's like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
It's like,
for like a simpler scenario, I have, she wakes up in a cafe, and she's having like coffee with someone, and she realizes, wait, I'm a secret agent. Like, I'm an assassin. Did I poison one of these cups of coffee? Was I like she wakes up like mid with her hand on both of the cups of coffee, switching them, and she's like, did I just switch them? Did I not switch them? Was I supposed to switch them? I don't know what's happening.
Oh, that's great. And she's just like, the entire episode's a bottle episode that takes place in the coffee shop, and she's just trying to figure out like which coffee to drink.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's all these like red flags. Like, he just like, the guy takes his coffee, starts drinking it. Sorry, a frog in my throat. Good coffee.
Is that the poison? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go use the bathroom or whatever. And then, like, maybe, I don't know, we could just throw her into, like, and then at the end of the episode, she realizes neither cup of coffee is poison and she was just on a date.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking, too. Like, it's, like, neither of them, but she kind of ruins the date. Maybe she poisons him as well.
She just, like, finds rat poison. She's like...
And she, like, walks away thinking she succeeded, and she's, like, all happy, and then she gets a call. It's like, so how did the date go? She's like, oh, fuck.
Or she, like, picks up... Or she looks at her phone, and, like, the guy she just killed was her latest Tinder match. And she was like, God damn it!
Fuck.
Alright, I'm just gonna keep swiping.
Sort of the season plot, I was thinking, is a double agent story, and she can't remember which side she's actually on.
Yeah.
So she's just like sort of unsure, like, is it like, who am I helping? And there's like trying to figure out like how helpful she's been to each side, and like
if she's a triple agent or what's going on. She's like Snape in the Harry Potter movies, but she doesn't know what side she's on.
She can't remember. She's like, shit, like, who was I with?
What's your name again? Oh man, you guys would not believe the day I've had. Like, she walks into, like, she gets a text, and it's like, come to this for Carol's birthday party or whatever. And she's like, alright, this seems relatively normal. And Carol's birthday party was like a code. And she just walks in and it's like, you guys would not believe the day I've had, and like looks up and it's just there like torturing a guy and like cutting off his fingers and shit, and she's like God damn it.
I thought this was actually something fun.
I was excited. Oh, there's no cake either? You guys are dicks. And then like she orders cake, she Uber Eats a cake, like gets cake delivered. She's like, now we can talk about whatever the hell shit you're doing over here. And maybe
it can be like a Cold War scenario, so there's like the two sides that she's on, like the US or the Russia, whoever it is in this scenario. But she has like really strong identities on both sides. Like both sides she has a family and kids. And she's not really sure, like, are these my kids? Like, I'm not...
Yeah.
Is this just fake? Is this set up?
Are they trained like little people assassins? I don't know what's going on. Maybe, like, each episode they call her a different name.
Yeah, that's what I actually have that written down. So she has a different name every single time. So she just has no idea, like, what her actual name is.
Yeah, she's like, I guess I'm Sarah? No, because that guy called me Janet.
Yeah, maybe it's, like, a joke every time. Like, she's, like, trying to get them to say her name.
She, like, finds her file. Like, one day she just, like, breaks into the CIA headquarters and is like snooping through and like finds her file, like takes it out. It's like, finally I get to figure out who the fuck I am, and she opens it and everything's just like been blacked out with Sharpie.
Or maybe there's like 20 different names, identities in there, and she's like, fuck, like, this is so unhelpful.
And then it's like age unknown, origins unknown, and she's like, god damn, this
Well, I kind of like the scene in again, the Bourne Identity, where he goes to the bank and he pulls out this big box of like identities, and the first one is like a French passport. He's like, oh, so I'm French, I live in Paris. And then he sees another passport and another passport and another passport. They're all different identities, saying he lives in different places with different apartments and all this stuff. And he's like, fuck.
Oh god, I don't know what to do. Where do I go? She like gets to a safe house and she like opens up a backpack. She's like, I'm finally safe. And she opens up a backpack and dumps it onto the bed, and it's just all passports, like 30 passports. Yeah. She's like, oh, I don't know where I'm supposed to go from here. I'm really fucked. Like somebody comes by and they're like, you owe us a lot of money, Sarah. And she's like, I'm not Sarah, I'm Janet. Where's Sarah?
Like, no, you're definitely Sarah. And she's like, nope, see, here's the passport. Definitely, right here. Definitely Janet.
I think Janet might be next door. And the mobster goes to the next door and, like, breaks some guy's legs.
Yeah.
It's like...
He sneaks out while he's doing that, yeah.
Gotta dodge that fucking bullet.
I was thinking that maybe in the parachute one that we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
You might have said this, actually, but, like, after she, like, wipes out the general... or maybe, like, she captures him, and she's, like, leaving with the general, and someone's like, hey, Samantha, like, what are you doing? This was just, like, a practice exercise. Why are you, like...
You killed 30 men!
We've been trying to contact you all day.
This is just a thing. We're just doing it's a fun game, right, General? Right, General? And she, like, puts the gun to his back. And it's like, yeah, we're going out for dinner. Celebrate her success.
Maybe that's like the seemingly twist. But the real twist is that actually, as a double agent, she was supposed to take out the general.
Yeah. And then she gets a phone call from, like, her handler. Maybe she has, like, one handler who, like, has a very distinct voice and, like, always calls her and, like, says, good job, Rachel, but keeps giving her different names. Each name could be, like, somebody from a sitcom. She's like, good job, Monica. Great job, Chandler. Good job, Homer. You really
and it's
helped
like, no
us
matter
out.
what she did that episode, she actually ended up doing what she was supposed to do.
Yeah, she succeeded.
Like, for the job.
I'm imagining
Even if she was, like, really confused and, like, switched around a bunch, she always
she just, like,
did what she was supposed to do.
And she's like, I just got my kebab, and she, like, trips over something and, like, kicks a guy's, like, life support system out of the wall socket. She's like,
good job, you took out the target.
Thanks.
It's amazing what you did with the kebab there. Like, no one ever thought it would be you.
Oh,
and, like,
yeah.
the kick there, it was very stealthy and nice. Good job.
Yeah, good job. And then she's like, thanks, sir, ma'am. Thank you, disembodied voice. Mm-hmm. Very much appreciated. And, yeah, and the handler...
I was thinking of another one where she wakes up in the middle of a shootout, but her, like, positioning in the shootout, she's not actually sure which side she's on. So, like the cafe thing, she spends, like, the entire time trying to figure out which side she's on, until eventually she realizes that she's on neither side and they're both trying to kill her.
Yeah, they're both arms dealers.
Yeah.
And she was sent in to, like, stop an arms deal from happening. So
it's like they're shooting at each other, but they're also shooting at her.
Yeah.
She's like, she finally realizes that at the end.
She, like, dives over into one guy's side, and he's like, are you with us? And I was like, I'm with whoever survives, man. And then they start firing, and then the boss walks over, and it's like, who the hell let her in? And grabs her by the neck, and she does, like, a cool Black Widow flip kick thing.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, dives away. And it's like, because I'm imagining her as, like, a comedic Black Widow, you know?
But, like, she has the badass characteristics, because she can, like, by the end of the shootout, like, I want her to be like, oh shit, I'm on neither side, and then just take them all out.
Yeah, she, like, Neo shoot, like, two guns, just blang, 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 blang.
Wipes it
Kills everybody. I'm imagining, like, she's like a Lady John Wick. Lady, you know. What was that movie that came out recently enough with Charlize Theron?
Bombshell, I think. No, wait, no, that's the one with Margot Robbie, Charlize Theron, and the other lady. I don't remember. Atomic Blonde.
That one. Like, I'm imagining she's like a super cool, badass fighter, but she's just like constantly like, I don't know, I'm sorry, and she like snaps a guy's arm in half.
Yeah.
And she's like, I hope I was supposed to do that. Bah! Like, does the thing.
I mean, she's literally just Jason Bourne, except comedic.
Yeah, funny Jason Bourne. Like Matt Damon. Damon's not Jason Bourne. Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne. Do you remember that meme? Remember that dead shitty meme?
I do remember that.
It not being very funny.
It was alright.
It was fine. It was. I always liked it when it was like they had like a big fat kid doing like a karate montage, and it's like, Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne. And then I go, oh, well, you ruined it. I just wanted to see this fat kid stumble about with a lightsaber or whatever. You know?
No, but yes.
Yes.
But no.
You know Meth Damon? You know who Meth Damon is?
No.
Oh. There's an actor who looks a lot like Matt Damon, but is not.
Meth?
Yeah, kinda. Look up Meth Damon. I was watching a movie with him in it yesterday, so this is why I, ask. Because he looks like Matt Damon, but he's, Meth Damon.
Interesting.
And he was in Breaking Bad. That was his first big role.
Oh, are you talking about, He doesn't look like Matt Damon.
Jesse Plemons.
The guy that's friends with Aaron Paul in that show in Breaking Bad.
I don't know. I haven't seen Breaking Bad.
No. Maybe
I just know he was in what you call it? What do you call it? Fuck. He was in that Star Trek episode of Black Mirror. God damn, why'd that take so long for me to get? It's in that Star Trek episode of Black Mirror. Remember that? Did you see Black Mirror?
No, I saw a clip of it with that guy that plays God, who does he play? I think he plays the Joker. No, what is his name? He plays like the Joker in Gotham. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, Jerome.
Jerome and Christine Milioti, who's she was in she was the mother in How I Met Your Mother. She was in that other show, Palm Springs, that movie with Andy Samberg.
You liked that movie, if I remember properly.
I thought it was all right.
You know what movie I watched today?
It's probably like a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I enjoyed it. It's a fun movie. It's not like a classic, but it's a fun movie.
Yeah, it seems fun. You know what movie I saw today? I finished today?
What's that?
The Fifth Element. I rewatched The Fifth Element today.
Why would you do that?
Because it's great. Have you ever seen The Fifth Element?
I talked about this with you a while ago, and I was like, that was a really weird movie. Like, the fact that The Fifth Element was love.
Love is the Fifth Element. And they just had
that weird sex scene at the end in front of the president.
I think that was like, that's what weirded me out. When I was watching it on Hulu. Yeah. And they didn't have a scene where the president saw them banging.
They cut it out?
That wasn't in the movie, and I don't know why. They just had the scene where, like, the guy saw them banging, and then he turned around and he was like, yeah, they need a minute. And then it slowly fades away. And I was like, I want to see that actor passed away, by the way. The one who played the president.
Bruce Willis?
No, the one who played the president.
Bruce Willis is dead?
No.
Well, you heard it here first on the Very Reasonable Pilots podcast.
No, Bruce Willis is alive.
Dead. What if he's dead by the time this comes out?
Tom Lister Jr. passed away. Very sad. He's a great character actor.
Sorry, Tom.
Yeah. I'm so sad.
I'm sorry you had to see naked Bruce Willis.
At that point in his career, it doesn't sound that bad. You know? And he got to see naked Mila Jovovich, which is pretty great.
Okay.
Wait, don't think...
I'm gonna be honest, Charlie.
Yeah?
I've got no ideas left for this show. When I hadn't read it before I started talking about it.
Uh-huh.
And I think the reason I didn't pitch it last week was because... or not last week, 2 weeks ago. Was because I hadn't finished it.
Fair enough.
So... You know, I guess the overarching plot is that the double agent story that I haven't really ironed out.
Well, yeah, that's why we're here. It's just a podcast. We're not, like, pitching it to television.
I mean, you don't know. Netflix is watching right now.
If Netflix is watching, I hope they pick one of the space shows.
I hope they pick one of, like, the more, I don't know, constructed and thought-out shows.
Yeah. Or the Boys Meets 1984 one, because that would be good.
That was a good one, yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe The Revenge of the Sith Western.
Oh, I would like that. One of the OGs.
Which is a classic Western one, yeah. That was my first pitch that I didn't pitch till episode, 12. Because the first time I pitched it, the audio was destroyed.
It was real bad.
And I didn't want to make you suffer through it again.
I loved it. I loved every second of it. Or maybe we could do the Batman Beyond show for HBO Max. They need content, right?
Yeah. I kind of hope, though, that they pick, one of the ones I wrote, maybe, seconds before the podcast. Or maybe, Red Strings, which I wrote while you were in the bathroom.
Yes, that would be great. The one you wrote while I was taking a shit.
Yeah. And that one turned out all right, I gotta say.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
It's not great, but it's all right.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for listening to the Very Reasonable Pilots podcast. I have been your host, Charles Lung. With me, as always, has been my lovely co-host, Jake Loth, also lovely editor. You can find us at twitter.com. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, and Google Play. Pretty much anywhere podcasts are listened to, except for Stitcher. You can't find us there yet. And I would like to wish all of you a very Merry Christmas, or Kwanzaa, or Hanukkah, or any holiday that you celebrate. Have a good one. Make sure that you give Santa all of his milk and cookies, and give, I don't know what food, give some gelt for the Hanukkah, and I don't know what food is served on Kwanzaa, but give that.
What's gelt?
Gelt is like golden, the gold chocolate coins.
Ah.
That's a Hanukkah dessert.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like gelt.
It's good. Alright, well, thank you everyone for listening. Goodbye. I love you all.
Bye.
Bye.